Hi, I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
Thanks for tuning in to Ask Mom. Today we're talking about...
Yeast infections.
No, that's not okay.
Sometimes yeast infections make you want to itch down there.
Well, yes, they do.
And so if you're doing this, it could be an indication that you have a yeast infection.
It is pretty rare that a girl goes through her whole entire life without having at least one. And, you know, when you're already embarrassed about talking about your cycle or your period or needing pads and you don't know how you're going to do that, imagine one day you wake up and you have this, you know, itchy, raw feeling down in your underwear and you're thinking, what on earth is wrong with me and what am I going to do?
And I think, too, there's so much more conversation about sexually transmitted diseases and things like that. Like your mind, even if you aren't having sex, your mind might just go straight to that, oh my gosh, I caught something. And,
right.
You know, so we're just here to put your mind at ease.
Right. So a yeast infection is basically bacteria that gathers in warm areas. And so obviously you're very warm down there. You're wearing underwear right now. It's in style to be wearing skinny jeans, which are very tight-fitting. Whenever you have tight-fitting, warm or wet clothing on, so bathing suits, it can start to become a breeding ground for bacteria. And that sounds horrible, breeding ground for bacteria. But anyway, that's what it is. And so a yeast infection is that bacteria grows to a point where now it's uncomfortable and it's created this raw, itching feeling. But my experience is you feel worse every day until you finally do something about it. And so the best thing to do is go to a doctor. For the very first time you get one, you know, tell your mom and go to a doctor and get it diagnosed, just because a lot of times it can mask other things that might be wrong. And if you don't know for sure it's a yeast infection, you take medication for it for a few days, you could be waiting too long to diagnose what the real problem is. But once you've had one, you know what they feel like, and from then on, I think you just go to the store and you just buy the over-the-counter medication, and it's usually a suppository that you, like a tampon, sort of looks like a tampon filled with a cream that kills the bacteria. And so before you go to bed at night, you insert the cream, go to bed, lay down, and you do that for consecutive 2 or 3 nights, and usually within 4 or 5 days it's gone.
Another way that you can treat it if you have a mild yeast infection is just from your diet. So the yeast are going to thrive off sugars, so carbohydrates, any sugars. You're drinking lots of soda, you're not eating so great, it's going to thrive off that. That's what it feeds off, and your body may even crave it because the yeast are like, yeah, send some more of that stuff down here.
Right.
That's what we like. So alcohol, things of that nature are going to increase it. When I had a yeast infection years ago, I went on a strict no-carb, no-sugar diet, and it cleared it up perfectly that way. So, but it was also mild.
Sometimes you can just call your doctor over the phone. Your mom can call and say, these are her symptoms. I think it sounds like a yeast infection. You know, can we just use an over-the-counter, or is there something you want to prescribe? And that'll take care of it. A lot of times they come on, though, because you're on an antibiotic. And that's the start for a lot of women, is you go on an antibiotic for strep throat or for something else you're sick with. It changes your balance of your whole hormonal balance, and before you know it, you've got a yeast infection.
It lets the bad bacteria thrive.
Yeah, and so illness, stress, taking antibiotics, all those things can cause it. It also happens to a lot of girls before they get their periods, as your body is changing, the hormone levels again are changing right before your cycle. A lot of times it'll come up during that time. And sometimes girls are just allergic to things in their diet, or to, you know, different dyes, or the
sanitary, the tampons or the sanitary pads that are scented.
Right. And,
I mean, scented blood is still not a very good smell anyway, so I don't know why they came up with.
It's like,
you know, it's not like you take your tampon out and go, gosh, that smells good. That could be like an air freshener.
I've never really understood that either.
Yeah, I don't know why
scented tampons. It's a bizarre thought.
Yeah.
I agree with you. What, so it smells good when it comes out of the package?
Yeah.
What?
This is flavorful. That tampon smells great.
I'm going to make the room smell good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over your head.
Yeah. Put a little bit before I put it on. Yeah.
So you want
stay
to
away from the scented stuff. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just more chemicals that you're putting inside your body. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's true. And
It's not like your vagina's going, ooh, that smells good, thanks for the air freshener. It's not. It really doesn't. Because vaginas don't talk.
and they don't smell. Thank goodness.
Yeah, they don't. There's no nose down there.
Right. Good point.
As far as we know.
Switch to all cotton underwear.
But sometimes a lot of those polyester ones, though, the padding between is cotton.
That's true.
You know, so that little hoo-hoo area is cotton.
Right. If your hoo-hoo area is cotton, it
You're
should
good.
be fine. But basically, you just want to keep things dry down there.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So not a lot of
if
moisture.
and so if you have your period and you're using pads and they get, make sure you're changing them often,
Yeah,
right?
right. And some of the common signs are, again, itching and irritation. There can be a discharge. Sometimes the odor can seem off.
Yes.
And obviously you're not like sniffing your underwear, but you pull your underwear down to go to the bathroom and you notice maybe you smell something that doesn't smell quite right.
No, but sometimes the odor can be like a sweet smelling, seriously, a sweet smelling odor. It's not always a foul, disgusting, dead fish smell. It could be sweet smelling. So if your vajayjay smells sweet, that could still be a yeast infection.
Yeah, well,
If it smells like
okay.
candy.
This is wrong in so many ways. If you have pain or irritation while you're going to the bathroom, that's another sign that maybe you have a yeast infection. So like we said, you can get over-the-counter medication for it, or you can see your doctor. But I think it's always a good idea. The first time you have symptoms, you've never had them before, you're not absolutely positive what it is, it's always better to at least call your doctor. We hope that helps you. We hope
this goes away.
We hope you never get a yeast infection, but if you do, hopefully this will help you recognize if maybe that is what you have. I'm Holly.
I'm Charisse.
Thanks for tuning in.